Okay, so hopefully by now, since you've been in online school, you know that you should always be saving. So when you're finished, click Save, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and go File, New, and I'm going to start a new general um, project. So I just want to show you really quick how to use edit mode. So right now in your top left, you've been in object mode, which means that the entire object is selected. All right, when we move into, by clicking that drop down box, edit mode, what happens is that we have vertices. Do you remember the vertex of an angle, right? We also, if in that right here, this little vertex select button means that if I click on one, I can, well, actually they were all selected at one time. I can click on one of them, and the way that we talked, G means grab and move. I can hit G and grab and move that. Okay, so I can hit G and grab and move that. All right, now if I move around by holding down my middle mouse button and moving my mouse, I can see that I've made an interesting shape. If I don't like that, I can hit Control Z, and that will bring me right back to my original cube. I also have this object of using edge select, so I can click and select just one edge, and I'm going to hit the number 1 so that I'm in front view. And actually I realize because of the edge that I have selected, I'm going to hit view 3. I want to be at side view. I'm going to hit G because I want to grab and move that, but I also want to grab and move it. I'm going to move it along this Z axis and along the Y axis. So I'm going to hit G, Z, well, actually, I think it's actually, hold on. Well, if I just, oh, that was cool. G, Z, look at what it's doing. It's helping me make like kind of a rooftop structure. Oh, wow. I'm going to hit 3 again to get the side angle. I'm going to select it. Oh, but you know what? I am in edit mode. So all I did was selected like an edge. Okay. I want to select the whole thing. So I'm going to hit back 3. I want to be in my side view. And I'm going to go into object mode again because I want the whole object selected. I'm going to duplicate it. So I'm going to hit Shift D to duplicate that. And I'm going to just click and drop it because what happened was, I'm going to hit Control Z. If I hit Shift D and now I move my mouse, it's stuck to my mouse, okay? And now it's not aligned with it perfectly. So I'm just going to go ahead and drop that and hit Delete. And I'm going to do it again. Shift D, and before, whoops, I have to select something that I'm going to duplicate. So I'm selecting that. I'm going to hit Shift D to duplicate it, and I'm just going to click to drop it before it moves, okay? And then I don't know if you remember in that last video, I showed you how to grab this little arrow in the corner and pull it out, and that we could rotate that. I want to rotate that around the Z axis, I believe. If I get it wrong, it's no big deal. But I'm going to rotate it 180 degrees, and voila, exactly what I wanted. Now I want to grab it. I want to translate it only along the Y axis. So I'm going to hit G and then Y, and I'm going to slide it over here. And I'm just going to drop it right there. Let's go ahead and press down on the middle mouse button and see if I have accomplished what I thought I was accomplishing. I just created a house. And I didn't even mean to do it. It just was just one of those things that happen naturally. So there we go. That is how you can manipulate edges or vertices. Let's go ahead and go back into... And you can join these if you want to click on one and hold Shift. I believe if you, there's a join, and I don't know where it's at on this new one. Let's see what happens if we hit Shift J. Oh, no, that didn't work, did it? Let's right click. Right click, check it out, join. Okay, so now this whole thing, I'm in object mode. I can click and I can hit G, and the whole thing is one object. Okay, so for those of you who are wondering, how do I get a ground? Well, let's do that really quick. Let's see, Shift 8 so I can pan up a little bit and see what I'm doing. I'm going to add a plane, okay? And now I'm going to hit S because that's going to scale it, and I'm just going to move my mouse and I'm going to go like that, and that plane is going to go off forever, and then I drop it. Okay, so let's go ahead, let's add a material, let's color the plane. So I'm going to go down here in my properties to the materials beach ball, and I'm going to say new, and I'm going to double click here in the bottom area, and I'm going to go grass. Okay, and I'm going to make sure that I'm in my preview materials mode over here, and I'll click on the base color, and I'm going to slide that over, and I'm going to make some cool grass. Okay, so if I'm thinking, oh, this grass is just too bright, you've got this slide over here. Remember, if you add white to a color, it makes it a tint. If you add black, it gives it a shade. So I can give it a darker shade, and maybe that will help me get the desired grassy color that I'm going for, whatever. It's not looking that great. I can also select my house. And let's say that I don't want to color the entire house the same way. If I want to just color the roof one color, that's where object mode is going to come into play, or edit mode, sorry. So come into edit mode, okay? And I want to select that plane, that surface. That's what this one is. This is face select. So now I can select that face and I can add a material to it, okay? I'm going to grab this and kind of just move that back in there and hide it, and pull this out a little bit more so I can see that a little better. Okay, so what's this material? This is, I'm going to name this. This is going to be roof. Okay, and hit enter. It already had a material in there, so I'm just naming it and giving it some properties, okay? And so I'm going to make sure I'm in my material preview. Yes, I am. And I want to give this roof some color. So maybe I want to give it, oh, it's not selecting just my roof. It's selecting the whole thing. Okay, I might have to do a little bit of digging to find out why it's doing that. But for now, I'm going to hit well, you know what? If I remember correctly, I've got to color the whole object first. So let's pick the color of the house first. Okay, now I remember. It's got this little weird glitch. So maybe I'm going to do like a little color house. Let's do a pink house. I know nobody has pink house. Okay, that's all right. Now, if I add another material, I know this is confusing, but I'm going to add another material, and I actually need to name that one the house. Okay, it's been a while since I've used a program like this. Oops, I've got too many. I'm going to take that one away. I'm able to remove that material slot. Okay, fine. While I'm in edit mode. Okay, so let's go. I'm in edit mode. I've hopefully got the face selected that I want to do. I'm going to click on that. This is where it's going to come into play, the select button. Okay, we're going to go new. We're going to call this roof. Okay. We're going to give it a color. What color did we say? Okay, so this is where the preview button is going to be important. So look at that preview. Okay, so you can see what color it's going to be. Not that that's not completely in the way. Okay, so was I going to give it a terracotta color? I can't remember what color I was going to give it. I'll give it a terracotta color. Okay, and I believe now I have to click assign. Boom. So now I can scroll around here and I can click the other roof and select it because it's plain select is selected. I can click on the material that I want, which is the roof, and I can go assign. Aha, now I remember. I can put a door in there. I'm going to hit the number 1. Whoops, that's the side view. I'm going to hit the 3. That looks like the back. I'm going to hit Alt Control 3. I don't know which one's my front and my back. I'll just go like this. Okay, I'm going to go 3. Okay, I want to add real quick I'm just going to add a cube. And let's see where it's at in space. Okay, I'm going to click on this transform and I want to slide it back. But I think I need to be in object mode. So I'm freezing up.